What's up, beautiful people? If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. My name is Rav. This channel is dedicated to full-time camper van living. Me living full-time in this vintage 1982 one-of-a-kind classic Dodge camper van. So I'm making this video today in regards to a Facebook group that I see on Facebook that is a van life Facebook group called Van Life Dwellers, Nomads, and Vagabonds. It's got a little over 10,000 members. It's a cool group, but I do see a lot of misinformation in this group. Seems to be a lot of it seems to be a majority of van life enthusiasts more than actually van life dwellers. But I do see this question a lot in this group. People that are van life enthusiasts thinking about making the jump into van life. And they want to know, they continuously ask the question, what should they get? Which one is right for them? Which van is right for them? Should they get a cargo van so they can stealth and be, and not be discovered? Should they get a camper van like I have, which is not near as incognito as a cargo van, they think? Or should they get an RV? Or should they get like a conversion van, like a Chevy or Ford conversion van, and do a conversion on that? Tear everything out and do a conversion. So those are basically your four major choices. I'm going to be just talking mostly about cargo vans and camper vans, because I have experience with my camper van, of course, and I follow a lot of cargo van dwellers. As far as cargo van dwellers that have converted their cargo vans into their living quarters and they're living in a cargo conversion, probably my favorite channels would be Brian with Adventure Van Man. He's got a great channel. I did a shout out a couple of videos back for him. You also have Van City Van Life, who is a newer YouTuber up in Canada, Vancouver, Canada. He's doing his conversion while he's living in his van. And then of course you have Bob with Cheap RV Living. So those guys are probably my favorite cargo van dwellers that have done conversions and are living in their vans. I'm just basically going to be talking about the camper van versus the cargo van, or the cargo van versus the camper van, and what I think are the pros and cons of each one. Today it does depend. A lot of people say, well, with your budget you can get a cargo van cheaper. I'm not sure that's true. You could actually usually find camper vans pretty cheap, but they are starting to soar in price because of van life being so trendy right now. When I bought mine, I got it a year to a year and a half, maybe 2 years before van life became like a huge sensation all over the internet and Instagram and YouTube. So I got mine at a very, very reasonable price, what I would have paid for a decent low mileage newer cargo van. So I decided, of course, to go with a camper van. Originally I had wanted a Sprinter. I wanted a Sprinter van to do a conversion in. I didn't care if it was a camper, I just wanted a Sprinter cargo van. But a friend of mine, Dan Green, actually did this and had one and traveled all the way from Florida out to California in it. And he had some problems. He had problems getting parts, breakdowns, finding somebody that would work on it, being a Mercedes engine and not actually a Dodge. After talking to him, it made me reevaluate that, and I decided I no longer wanted a Sprinter van because they do have several problems. They can be problematic. Let me rephrase that. They can be problematic, and in being problematic, they can be very expensive to fix. We're talking about $2,000 putting it in the shop. I know some other YouTubers that have a Sprinter that were just down in Mexico, and their engine went out and it cost them 12 grand out of pocket to replace it. I don't have that kind of budget, so I wasn't looking for those extremely high cost of repairs. So that's another reason I decided to go with an American-made camper van. Another reason I decided to go with the camper van is it's already set up. There's no real work to do as far as conversion. You have everything. I just did a video about how I heat my camper van, because in that group, Van Life Dwellers, Nomads, and Vagabonds, I've been asked over and over and over and over continuously, even have people sending me private DMs or friend requesting me just to ask me, how do I heat my camper van? It's a camper van. It comes with a furnace. It comes with a furnace, a hot water heater, a shower, a toilet, a bathroom sink, a kitchen sink, a 4-burner stove, an oven, a closet. All of those things are built in. But because my van is so small, it's only 22, almost 23 feet, because of how small it is and how compact, people think it doesn't have these things or didn't come with it. But it did. Even though it's vintage, it's an 82 model, but it come with all of these things, and I use all of them, and it was one of the determining factors of me buying a camper van over a cargo van, because all of those things are things you're going to have to install or live without. And I watch a lot of the van dwellers living without, and to me it doesn't look that much fun. Yes, it'll motivate you to go to Planet Fitness to take a shower and work out, so you can take a shower, or take a shower, work out. It does motivate you to get in the gym. But there's mornings I wake up and I just want to get in the shower. So I have a shower to do that. There's mornings I wake up and I'm starving and I just want to cook some breakfast. And I do that. I have a stove. So all of those things are built into my camper van. So I will say, if I had it all to do over again, I would highly weigh the option of buying a cargo step van, because I've seen a few of those conversions, and you can get one with a 5.9 BT Cummins diesel engine in it, which I'm in love with that engine for the power and the fuel economy and everything. So I might have went that way, but I don't regret getting a camper van. I don't regret being able to just move into what seems like a home. Everything is done. There's no scrambling to take my water out or trying to dump this, or you just pull into an RV dump station and dump your tanks, fill up your water tank, and you're done. There's no pulling tanks out or pulling bottles out and filling them up or any of that thing you get with a lot of the homemade do-it-yourself conversions. So I love that fact. I'm at an age where I didn't want all of that to be an obstacle for me joining van life. I wanted to just move in and go. So that's the thing that you really have to look at when you decide to do this. Do you just want to move in and go? Or do you want to spend a lot of time getting your rig ready to go? And then what I've seen with the people that I've met that are doing van life in a cargo van that they're converting themselves, they didn't finish it. They hurried up and got into it, and they still have, well, we still have to put the sink in, or, well, we can't drain it, so we just dump our water, or they have all of these issues that I don't have. What I will say with a camper van, though, you're going to have issues, especially if you buy a vintage one like I have. There's always something wrong with it, always. You're never going to have everything fixed. You'll have little spurts of a week or two here or there where everything seems to be working perfect and you're just so happy and you can't believe it, but that doesn't last long. I can tell you right now, I have a water tank that's leaking. I have a water liner, a water tank that's leaking, and I pull up into a Walmart parking lot, anywhere I pull up to, and there's a puddle of water underneath my RV, and I'm losing water out of my fresh water tanks, which is very frustrating. I crawled under there the other day and it looks like a line I can't really get to, so it's a project that I have to get on when I get into the right place to do that. Another thing about doing a cargo van conversion is, I can tell you with my camper van, I don't like working in it or on it when it's my home, because I had a lot of freeze breaks in Dallas in the wintertime and this thing was tore apart. It was not fun to live in. Luckily I was staying with my sister and I was using one of her bedrooms, but I would not have wanted to been in here when I had the walls torn out and had plumbing pipe everywhere and just stuff going everywhere. It was miserable. It was freezing cold in here. It was like 20 degrees and it would not have been fun to have been living in here at that time. And if you're doing a conversion, if you don't spend, I would say, a year and the budget that you have, a decent budget you have to do the conversion, you're going to be doing the conversion in a parking lot, in a Home Depot parking lot. You're going to go in, you're going to buy wood, you're going to go out, you're going to build it out. Or, maybe you can find a friend that'll let you use the backyard and some saws or stuff. And if that's the case, if you have some place to do it, it's not that big a deal. And if you're really handy doing it. But my suggestion would be to literally get it built out before you hit the road. Take the time. If you're thinking about doing this and you're going to do it in a cargo van, have probably $5 grand set aside. Buy your cargo van. Find your car. I'm talking about $5 grand set aside after you buy your cargo van. Have your cargo van budget to purchase your van, then have your conversion money. Buy your van, stay in your house, stay in your wherever you're living permanently, stay in there and work on your conversion until you get it done. And then once you're done, hit the road. I can still tell you doing that. Almost 90% of nomads that I know that have done that did not finish everything. They either run out of money or they just got tired of working on it and just got impatient and got on the road, and they regret it because they didn't finish their van. It's little things, it's little monotonous things that they're like, oh, we can live with that. Not a big deal. You get on the road and at your house, it becomes a pain in the butt and it becomes a big deal really quick. So my advice to you in a conversion van, if you're doing a conversion in a van, a cargo van or a conversion van or whatever, finish it before you hit the road. If you're buying a camper van, get as small as you can get. If you're doing this full time, you're going to be in and around cities. You will adapt to whatever you get. Don't let it hold you back. You're going to adapt to it. If you get a cargo van with nothing in it and you put a foam mattress in it or an air up mattress, you will adapt. It won't take very long. A couple of weeks, you'll adapt to that. People adapt to just living in their cars. As humans, that's one thing we do is adapt. So don't let that hold you back. I think a lot of people are second guessing themselves, talking themselves out of stuff. Oh my God, well, we want that van, but we can't get it because it doesn't have this or doesn't have that. Just get something and go with it. But find out what best suits your needs. I decided in the long run, I didn't want to do all the work and I didn't have the budget because you don't know exactly how much it's going to cost. I will say I do see a lot of amazing conversions these days. It's getting easier and easier because of YouTube, because of the internet, and because of people sharing the way they are doing their conversions. There are some beautiful conversions on YouTube. And that's another thing that you have to think about with a camper van. When you get a camper van, it's pretty much laid out. I mean, you could rip everything out and change it out, but it's done. You know what I mean? If you're doing a conversion, you can really make it homey and make it exactly like you want it. You can do all of these things yourself. You build it to your envision. Some RV manufacturer didn't build it for you. So you can really get into how you want to make it and customize it to really be your own, which I don't think you really ever get with a camper van unless you do a whole remodel yourself. And if you're going to do that, you might as well just do a build out and convert one yourself. My biggest advice is don't let it hold you back. As far as the stealth thing goes, I think that's a myth. I was super worried about that. That's one reason I bought this RV, because it was wide. I thought I could blend in better, or this camper van. And after living 6 months doing this full time in cities like Los Angeles is where I base out of, El Paso, Dallas, Phoenix, Austin. I'm in a little town called Abilene right now in a Walmart parking lot. I don't even worry about the stealth aspect of it at all. I just make sure I keep my rig clean, presentable, and nice, where it's not an eyesore. So if I pull in, people don't start freaking out so much. It's still an RV. You're still going to have problems. I just had a cop knock on the door day before yesterday when I pulled into this little small town and people didn't recognize me. And they knew I was an out-of-towner. So you're going to get those things. You just have to be smart about it. And don't freak out about it. I don't fret about it. You know, I just deal with it as it comes. I've had knocks on the doors. I've had knocks on the windows. I've been asked to leave even Walmart parking lots. One of the Walmart parking lots, like in Round Rock, Texas, the city has a city ordinance that you can't stay overnight. Even though I was in a Walmart, the security knocked on my door. Actually, it was a tow truck driver, knocked on my door and said, hey man, if you're in here, you got to go. You can't stay. The city has an ordinance, so it's not Walmart. It's not a Walmart. It's the city. And I don't get mad or huffy. I just, oh, no problem, sir. I did not know that. I'm packing up right now and I'll be out of here in 10 minutes. And I get on the road. I drove 10 miles down the road to a Manor Walmart and I stayed there for 3 weeks. So it's just about living your life and not worrying about stuff so much. But that's my thoughts on it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if it's informational for you, do me a favor and click that thumbs up button. Comment below. Tell me if you don't agree, if you agree, if you think I made some good points, some valid points. If I missed something, let me know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, click that little bell, and it'll give you a new notification every single time I upload a video. That's all for this video. That's gonna do it. And remember, guys, if you can't be good, well, at least be good at it. See you next video, guys. Bye-bye.